You're listening to the Starfall Actual Play Podcast. Starfall Actual Play Podcast is a combination of short stories, audio dramas, and actual role-playing that tell a much larger story. In this episode, Norkek and Hedda are back. Our voice actor, Jordan, who has been incredibly busy, has taken some time and actually created 3 episodes for us. 3 episodes! Is that awesome or what? So, we'll start off with some Norkek and Hedda, and then we'll continue with the adventures on Warmag. We get to experience that, yay, there's a little bit more to David Hammerhands than before, other than being an asshole, which, by the way, he goes full asshole today. Anna Fraser gets a chance to actually strut her stuff and do some negotiating. And Mama Bear, well, you know, Mama Bear. If you haven't been to our website for a while, which is https://starfallrpg.jackmonkeygames.com, or just look for Starfall Actual Play Podcast in Google or something and it'll come up. But if you go to the website, we have a new feature, and that is a webcomic. So the webcomic actually runs parallel to the podcast. So starting at episode 1, there's a few characters and NPCs that people have been asking, hey, whatever happened to them? Well, the webcomic is going to tell their story.
This episode contains strong language like scrup, skadonk, and now and then Terry talks about, work. Listener discretion is advised.
Hey Norkek, what's an anti-vaxer? Back in human history, there was a point where natural selection was not working because the human survival rates got too high. This meant that genetic traits like low intelligence were being passed down to new generations, reducing the overall intelligence of the species. Really? Well, how bad could it have been? They were in danger of becoming completely de-evolved, so much so that an orangutan was elected as a world leader. No, I don't believe you. Look at the picture. That can't be an orangutan. The hands are too small. And look at that crappy toupee. It's a subspecies. Oh, I see it now. The toupee is a disguise. And a bad one at that. As I said, a dark time for humans, but I digress. Anti-vaxers are when a human parent with the genetic trait of little or no critical thinking prevents their child from getting vaccinated against deadly diseases. The survival rate of the offspring is then greatly reduced, eliminating the chance that they will reach breeding age. If they do survive, and the lack of critical thinking is a dominant trait, their grandchildren will also not get vaccinated. This results in the elimination of the intellectually inferior gene within 3 generations. Sounds very cruel. Cruel or not, it worked as some of the offspring showed the recessive critical thinking trait and got their vaccinations on their own. Wait, so did the humans deal with the orangutan? Something about a peach mojito. Peach mint? Yuck! Don't knock it, everyone was asking for it.
I mean, yeah.
Okay, so you folks are landing on the planet where some craft have, extra anti-gravity or aerodynamics. Fifth Crew is basically a brick that can fly. Not really designed to work well in this situation. But that would be really good.
I'm trying to.
Oh, you did well. It's just this is not the best.
It's not
It's a
aerodynamic.
graceful brick.
You're flying a potato with engines.
It's a potentially appropriate 24.
Yeah.
Too soon.
Graceful brick.
Yeah. A graceful brick is the good way to describe it. The space station, or the starport, it only has 4 landing pads, but they're massive. It was designed to carry large amounts of ore. The hangar bays are huge, that even make the Fifth Crew seem tiny. As you're landing, you notice the orbital gun. This thing is massive, and it points towards the sky. It's designed to make sure that pirates don't want to come uninvited.
Well, we were invited.
Mm-hmm. Yes. This is why you're still flying. It is basically the story is that it's a stolen military cannon designed for, well, ship-to-ship combat, for battle cruisers. So this thing is huge. It takes like 4 people to operate it.
We're doing a little bit of calculation on the way in. For most of the journey through the atmosphere, we were traveling as fast as one of those rounds would have anyway. It would have been a hard target to hit, till we hit atmosphere anyway.
Looking down at the city is sectioned off into, there's various walls that surround like neighborhoods, and you can see the entrances to each of the various lines very clearly. They will often have like a long row of fences, barbed wire, spikes, occasional a tower or two. Everything is covered in ice, and most of the snow in the areas of the city is rust colored.
Well, it's good eating if you need a bit of iron, because, lots of protein in the blood spoils.
Is that just from it mixing with the dirt in the ground?
Yeah.
No, it's mostly from it mixing with the dead bodies, love.
The other thing that you notice is that if you didn't know better, you would think that that it was abandoned. And this looks like ruins. Even the spaceport, there's holes in the wall.
Yeah,
Like massive holes.
He's going to blow it up again.
Once you land, a small, I want to call it an impromptu tank. It's basically some form of four-wheeled vehicle.
Like a lab.
Yeah. Except it's been strapped together. It looks like something that belongs more in a post-apocalyptic movie. It comes out, pulls out over just behind where your main weapons can fire. And 2 guys come out, one of which has a rocket launcher, and another one that seems to have some sort of cannon. You believe it may be an energy cannon of some kind.
Do they have any bigger potatoes they'd like to throw at this enormous ship? Or... That's a massive ship.
Yeah. I mean, it could do damage. It could do damage. I mean, it won't take you out, but it will be enough that you don't want to open up the doors too fast.
We can't really afford damage, to be fair. There's not much to repair it on this planet.
What kind of guns does previously known as Nemesis, now known as Fifth Crew, have?
It has 2 large ship-to-ship cannons, and then it has massive missiles.
So does it have enough? Like, is there ever really enough?
No.
It's not a warship.
It's a former pirate ship.
So basically, it's a warship.
It's not a purpose-built warship.
No.
You could put a lot of missiles on a merchant ship. It's still a merchant ship. It's just a pointy one.
Yeah. A very pointy merchant ship. Yeah, that's kind of like how it is. The weapons are more designed to be easily concealed. The missile systems are rather formidable.
Okay.
It's
Because I
just
just
that
figured
they
if there was some place to get ourselves a big ass ship gun, this might be it.
Actually, no, because they don't get a lot of shipped weapons here.
Okay.
Because the pirates clean them up before they even land.
Fair enough.
I don't think we have the facilities to steal their ship.
I wasn't going to actually want to steal, but we do have somebody who's really good at negotiating. So.
I would take that one, please.
This one.
So I want you to pretty much anything that, unless I state otherwise, imagine it being thrown together, duct taped, welded, probably had 4 or 5 owners.
Kind of like the kind of goods that I deal with.
There's no clothing that doesn't have a patch. War Medians, they never throw anything away. Everything is always used.
Well, I kept Terry.
Damaged goods.
And that's the end of the episode.
Or is it just beginning?
So wait, we know where they're from because they're like their face tattoos, but are they wearing any sort of
God, it's
clothing,
minus 30 or something.
Ah,
They don't
they'll
have
be-
their faces
insignia?
out.
That'll be Wolf Clan.
Yeah, they're wolf clan. So they have an emblazoned wolf that goes across half their face. When they're angry, it glows. Or if their name is, or if their clan name is mentioned.
Okay, so that's it.
And they're bundled up, so we're talking like
Just colder. It's like
it's cold as fuck. Yeah.
-3 max.
Max, okay.
That's summer.
Is
That's
the
a
areas
balmy
where
summer.
we're sort of
Oh.
landing into
That's
like
swimming
in a
weather.
depression or like
I know it's out. It's
No,
basically this is the
that's
highest
water.
point.
oh good.
Here,
Um,
That sounds an ideal place to take shelter with your
Alright.
ships.
Well, originally it was designed so this way that you could land on this large plateau, load it up with a whole bunch of ore, and then just get it up.
Straight up. into
It's
space.
the whole concept of having it be a defensive situation is, it's a fairly new concept by about 800 years.
I'm gonna move my cart near the back door.
Because David got a
David.
message that
David
is
love.
I'm in trouble. That's my real name.
David Jeremy Hammerhands.
You
look at me
okay,
in the eyes
that's
with
fine.
interest.
I'm good now.
yeah,
I'm
they're,
caught
they're
up.
in
Okay.
decline. They're in decline. So their clan has lost the spaceport.
The Thunder
Very
Clan
nice
has
that we're all
lost
going to
spaceport.
help your
Yeah.
people.
The Wolf Clan has
We
taken
just
the
told
spaceport
people
away
we
from
weren't
the
here to
Thunder
cause
Clan.
mischief.
No, I told them that so I could cause mischief.
Well, thing is that the Wolf Clan didn't take the spaceport from them.
Did it?
The Mole Clan did.
The what?
Mole Clan.
Mole.
Mole. Yeah, mole.
That's what I was. That's what this was. Translate. Alright.
It seems that they weren't able to hold it, and the Wolf Clan took it.
Oh, so
Nice.
typical Warmedian politics.
Yes. Yeah.
And why is the Thunder Clan in decline?
Well,
That's where we got our cash dollars.
Because their offspring are average.
Bunch of blanks. You know, in Warmed, shooting blanks has a whole different meaning.
if you
Pretty
shoot blanks, you won't
devastating.
get blanks.
Hmm?
If you shoot blanks, you won't get blanks.
Yeah.
Mm.
Does everybody know what blank means?
Blank-
Blank is Warmedian slang for somebody who doesn't have clan insignia tats. So the clan insignia tats is particular to the Warmedian atmosphere, and it's old, it's pre-fall tech, and there's nanites just like floating around in the atmosphere, and because it's so cold, right? They like preserve for some reason. And so when babies are born on Warmed, they're just walking through these nanites all the time. And slowly, between 0 to 2 years, the nanites get into their systems. And then because it's such a clan-based culture, the nanites pick up on the clan assimilation, the tribal or their clan alignments. And then slowly these tattoos show up on their faces that are the insignia of the clan. Unless you're a gladiator, and there's gladiatorial rings on Warmed, and they do everything from hand-to-hand combat to spaceship races, right? Battles. And the gladiators, when they get enslaved, they're slaves, they get injected with these nanites, and then every time they get a kill, a bar shows up on their face. And when half their face?
It's when they're freed.
When they're
When they're freed, and the nanites can choose, or their owner can choose.
yeah. Then you'll see, if you ever see anybody walking around anywhere on Warmed or off Warmed where like half their face is just one big solid mass of black, steer clear, because that's somebody who survived the gladiator rings of Warmed to the point of winning their freedom.
Not
You don't
buddy.
you don't scrub with those people. Yeah. But anyway, so blanks are what happens to offspring who leave Warmed, or for some reason, like they might be sociopaths, they don't end up having any sort of an emotional alignment to their clan. so the nanites never program or they never get nanites in their system, so they don't have any facial tattoos, and
You can't be trusted.
they can't be trusted because they're blank. You
Same
don't
thing
know.
happens with offworld. Offworlders,
Only if
you
they have,
will be referred
like,
to as a
great
blank, and
genes.
it's a
If
derogatory.
they have shit parents.
By the way, felinus are not common,
No.
but not unheard of. And the nanites show up a little bit different from them because it's not on their skin. It shows up in their facial fur.
Oh. You can shave yours off.
No.
You look like a sphinx.
How dare you?
Bony
No,
scrotum. You
ball
look like
sack.
a bony scrotum. Yeah.
You,
Like Zaki.
Arcady, you wouldn't know this, so I'm gonna give you a bit of a history lesson because you're showing some real special insensitivity. There was a time in their lives when, sad to say, felinus were enslaved by humans, and quite often they were shaved by their masters. So you don't scrub around talking about shaving a felinus girl. You don't do it in front of a felinus, and you damn well don't do it in front of Mama. You see these marks? You see these marks on Mama's face? Most people think Mama got these in battle. I did. But it wasn't on the field for the Confederacy. I earned these scars. I earned them with pride, and every felinus knows these are my acceptance into the felinus pride. You don't get specious around me and walk away, girl. This is your one and only learn. Mama learned you something today. Mama learned you.
Yes, Mama.
Which, by the way, Jordan, your character would treat her with a level of respect that the other humans don't get.
Except for me.
So we can't call Key Boy over here a hairy ballsack.
He is a hairy ball sack.
No, he just can't shave him.
Sometimes he doesn't earn that, but don't you shave him.
We've landed on the planet. This other ship's pulled up, not where we can fire at them, behind us somewhere. They're approaching our back door.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect.
Just how I like it. I'm going to wheel my cart into the hallway near the back door.
Where Bob, Buffy, and Julia are waiting.
It squeaks a little as I push it on. It's
Like a hospital food
yeah, like a
trolley.
little food trolley. I'm
Ready
gonna
for
push
pudding?
it. And I'll set up some wares.
You can put it in my bag.
But I'll also set up my little SMG with its little bipod as well. But I'll put it behind somewhere so it's disguised a little bit.
Okay.
I'm probably like 5 meters from the back door.
Okay. So,
I'll put my wares up.
anybody else?
Get your back door out the back door.
I'm going to take a look at a viewport and be like, and wear my warmest possible clothing. Right? And then
You
head
have
towards
fur.
it. So it's still cold.
Yeah, but he was
He's a
raised
short
on
man.
a
So
desert
cold.
planet.
No. It's raised on.
Like
No,
Egyptian
forest.
now.
That's right.
Yeah, forest. Yeah, and it gets cold.
Tropically, it does.
It's not a jungle. It's a forest. It snows.
I'm going to
So
put on
you're more of
a
a
You
long
actually
hair
probably don't have to wear
felinus
as much
or
as
like
we
a
do.
short hair.
short hair for liners. So he's going to put like some vest and some pants
Yeah.
to help him keep him warm since it seems very, very cold out there.
Okay.
And then head down to the back door.
Problem's not
And,
actually your
Where's good sir?
actually your
Thank
problem's
you.
not keeping heat in. Your problem is the moisture that collects on your fur and then it
crystallizes.
and then it crystallizes. The crystallization of your fur is a
Yeah,
problem.
but
I'll take
crunchy
up-
ball sack.
I'm going
The
to
problem
pull
with
out
getting
my hunting rifle, my laser rifle, and take up position just to guard
Okay.
the back door.
Buffy, the warrior Glippin, walks up, and it takes a look at Anaphrasia's wares, and with its it's got little arms that for manipulation, and then of course it has the battle claws which are resting nicely on its head. They do that when they're at peace. It rests the claws on the head. It's going through all of your stuff, picks up something, fishes around a little pouch. There we go. It's got a pouch attached to its leg. Sack, yeah. And then drops a couple coins, and the coins are like all wrong. It's like nowhere near the price at it. And Buffy kind of looks at it like the coins, and then picks one and puts it back, pulls out another one, and it's still wrong. It's just you can't get the price whatsoever.
That's like
This one's a token.
That's like
from like a game machine.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Like, did you actually like have money to pay for this? Because I am not a bank. Okay, I'm pretty sure this is like 600 credits.
And pulls out like a little toy robot and puts it down.
So I'm gonna check through my little black book here, and I'm gonna see if I can find this toy robot on my trade list.
It's worth about 3 credits on Jod.
I'm gonna reach back over to the small trinkets that they've put on my table here, and I'm gonna put them back on my table.
Oh, rude.
Buffy grabs the robot, sticks it in the pocket, and walks away, leaving the change. Okay. Anybody else making any preparations before the door opens?
I'm currently fighting with my girlfriend and my weasel about leaving them here to protect the ship because I don't think that they should come with us.
Good thought, Arcady. Good
Just been
girl.
finishing up on the bridge, backing up some of our nav stuff, just in case we have any ship dramas, and tucking it away safely.
And just his gesture was smacking his leg. And a little background on that is that navigators are fiercely protective of their charts. In some cases, the charts themselves could be worth more than a ship. So the fact that he's backing it up, he's kind of expecting that there might be trouble.
And then making my way down to the back door of the hangar.
Okay.
I'm looking through my my data chip of all of the cubs I've worked with, and making a note of a list of any cub vets that might be Warmidian. So I'm basically compiling a list of potentially known contacts.
Okay. There is only one Warmidian that you know of, and they did not make it.
What clan?
It was Wolf.
Wolf clan. Do I remember how they did not make it?
Charles, like what you would expect a Warmidian cub to, basically tearing down a church vessel. So,
Okay, so do is there any data to tell me like how long ago that was, or?
It was a good 20 years ago.
But Charles Wolf clan.
Yep.
Okay. Noted.
I'm going to open up a comms channel with ThunderClan.
Okay. Hail! This is Mark of the Thunder Clan. Identify yourself.
This is Dave Hammerhand. I've just arrived on planet.
Scrap that.
Excuse me.
Yeah, right. Like you're David Hammerhand. Get gone, asshole.
How old are you?
Ah, I'm a good 15 seasons.
Kid, go find your grupping dad and get him on this line now.
Dad! Jensen. Identify yourself.
This is Dave Hammerhand.
Really?
Yeah, really.
Still alive?
Seems that way.
Aren't you like 60 years old now?
If I was a day.
Wow. You coming here to challenge for the sidearm?
Would it be any contest?
This I gotta see. So what brings you back?
Well, the recent news, honestly.
Yeah, Mole Clan.
Yeah, I'd heard.
They found a way. They found a tunnel right underneath the spaceport.
Would you say they're undermining it? Mining and moles, sorry.
Hey, Hammerhand, looks like somebody's undermined your authority.
Well, that's interesting. I hadn't heard that. Funny thing about tunnels is they go in 2 directions.
Yeah. By the time we found out, they had swarmed us, and the 20 guys that we had in the spaceport were gone. They died well though. It cost the Mole Clan some of their best warriors, and because of that, they weren't able to hold it. Wolf Clan has it, but as you know, Wolf Clan has it fair and square.
Yeah, I've got no beef with the Wolf Clan, but we're still in an awkward position. I'm coming in.
Okay, we'll arrange a welcoming party. Now, you know a welcoming party is basically some of their best warriors ready to kick the ass of anyone who's following you. And you may end up having to run in through the gate.
I can't run.
I'll hide and sneak in.
How well does the mech work in these conditions?
You can work just fine.
I'm suiting up.
Okay.
And just for you, Cub, because I kind of like it, I'm painting a big-ass Scruppin' Thunderbolt on the outside of my mech.
Okay.
And suiting up.
Okay. So, any other preparations before you open the door?
I've been memorizing cave hearts. I probably tucked the hard copies somewhere. Do I wear robes? I imagine
Yes.
I wear robes somewhere in my robes.
Hannah Fraser just hands over a map.
We'll talk about the price later.
I have those things too.
Okay.
Actually, the cart can come with, and might be persuaded by Wes.
Is anyone going to
yeah.
get on the ship
Good,
before
they
we
want good.
shut it
Yeah.
behind
Yeah.
us?
I'm leaving my girlfriend behind.
Oh,
She is not happy.
thank the church.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
We'll give us
The
some makeup to
weasel
play
is
with.
staying behind, but we're in contact just in case.
Okay.
Do you reckon she wants to buy some makeup before we go?
She has a whip to look after the ship, but we're hoping we're not
And
gonna need
Buffy's
that.
staying with her, yeah?
So,
Buffy's staying with her. She's got to take care of Buffy. His heart broke with the way the peddler treated him.
Ah.
Gotta
Yeah.
survive out
Buffy
here.
wasn't such a penny pincher. He wouldn't be
Gotta
such a
survive. We can't start giving these what's the word I'm looking for? Handouts to crew members. It's not like we're some sort of union here. I operate this place like a business.
Yeah, mateship doesn't matter.
No. Any opportunity for profit.
okay.
I help out where I can.
There's a lovely day for capitalism.
Trickle down economy on this ship.
The only thing trickling down is your shit.
Clumping down the ramp.
Okay. So the ramp lowers. The Wolf Clan soldiers come up. Their leader comes up and says, "We want no trouble in the space station.
Noted.
What do you got for trade?"
we all part like a wave. And
Animation
Destroy the cart.
Animation just kind of cracks her knuckles.
And pushes the cart
Bring it on.
And again.
How are we for ship supplies? Fuel, ammo.
I would say estimating that we could probably spare 10%.
Yeah, let's not spare fuel and ammo. But there's
Not
the
ammo,
goods.
just fuel, yeah.
There's her goods and the thing we can probably clear out because we can resupply pretty readily is our medical supplies. I would say just keep a couple of fast patch kits, but medical supplies are high priced.
And these blue pills, they make all your feet look like starfish.
No, but medical supplies are a big one, and I reckon we can clear the med bay pretty much of everything.
I can
seeing
buy
as-
very
seeing-
highly
Don't
for
worry.
sales.
I've already cleared it.
Seeing as that skeleton-less octopod ain't with us to scream and cry as we clear the med
actually,
supplies.
actually, we know he is because I know he listens to the show. So anyone hears us screaming all of a sudden, he's listening at the same time.
So I push the cart.
I saved you from falling.
What about,
It's
do you have
basically
any
a
like
throwing star anyway.
do you have any like high protein or like really long perishing like food that we can spare?
Yes.
Like enough for us? Because that would be high value as well along with the med supplies.
I haven't looked.
Clothing, blankets.
Julia.
I think Julia.
I tried. She didn't fit.
Fair enough.
They of course offer ammo, weapons. Weapons are cheap here. The weapons that they do offer are a pair of pistols that have blades going across the front of them. The pistols are designed to be beaten to hell, so they're designed to be used in gladiatorial games. So they offer those. They can offer weapons in bulk if you are interested. So
I'm in my mech, right?
Yeah.
And so I just kind of crouch down this big old mech, and I just kind of get down in a crouch. So I'm eye to eye with him, and I just look, and I'm like, whiskey.
Dirty space whiskey.
Warmedian whiskey. Well, we have some unfiltered.
Looking for something to
Okay. Anybody want to try? I actually have some Warmedian whiskey right
I
here.
don't want to die.
So, for those people who have, Warmedian whiskey is made of expensive hot peppers and cheap whiskey
In the real world.
in the real world.
In Warmedian
smells like
whiskey is distilled from the ashes of your fallen war ancestors.
Usually gladiatorial.
Filtered through their ashes by the taste of it.
In fact, if you are a Patreon backer, we do have a whole recording about how Warmedian whiskey is made. So,
And true Warmedian whiskey, anywhere off of Warmed, is premium price.
it's also illegal.
Yeah.
Because there are, it's pretty, Warmedians, they don't believe in anything not being a weapon. In fact, the bottle is designed to be broken, and it has a handle, okay, with a guard on it, okay?
They call it a shank for a reason.
Yes. The liquid has been described as being angry and volatile, that the bottle merely protects you from it attacking you. Woo! Oh, that was a champion. Okay.
We'd probably trade some of the med kits for some of the whiskey as well.
Okay. They offer you 5 bottles of unfiltered.
Per med kit?
Yep. 6.
Oh, wait, sorry, I rolled, actually,
It's okay. Take a look.
7.
They were so happy to see the med kits that 3 dice. On the wild dice, they rolled 3. But because the wild dice takes away, when you roll a 1, takes away your highest rolling dice, that means they got a 1. Not only do they think that 6 is a good deal, they gave you a premium bottle of your very own to top it off. This is a really nice bottle.
Oh yeah.
What makes it premium?
The fact that it came from a champion.
Oh. So
We are getting wrecked later.
That Lava would probably pay a couple $1,000 just for this bottle. Yeah, a couple thousand credits. Well, I mean,
We only need one.
Yeah, but I think we have about 5 med kits in the bay, so we could get rid of all. We could trade 3, keep 2.
we don't need any. We're pretty good for weapons and stuff.
Well, yeah, but weapons are cheap here. They don't
Yeah,
want
we don't
weapons.
need enough.
We are on
You're right.
They want med kits and protein bars.
We'll hold them to some. So
well,
look,
the
we've
bulk
got-
weapons could be used not for your use, but delivering them to the resistance
K-Run.
on either K-Run for the militia or for Warzod for the freedom fighters.
We've only got 3 med kits.
Just back.
Okay.
No, we've only got 3 max.
How many weapons are we getting?
Okay, I need everyone to roll 1 dice. Let me know if you roll anything lower than a 2.
Okay, but 2 counts, right?
I got.
Like
No,
we
by
have
the
4 2s on the table.
Okay.
I think we need a shake.
Anybody who rolled a 2, please roll again. Highest roll, please let me know.
Oh, fuck.
What? 5.
2.
Dave was highest.
I'm so shit.
What'd you get?
Oh.
One.
I need you to roll strength.
No!
Yes.
Hey, you stole my dice.
Okay, you got hit.
No!
Yes.
I what?
Okay,
Just got hit.
My
you take
mech-
11 points of damage.
You've been listening to the Starfall Actual Play Podcast, written and directed by Kevin C. Mason. Subscribe to us on iTunes, Spotify, or wherever else you can find a podcast. Become a Patreon backer by going to patreon.com/starfallpodcast. Get a copy of Roll vs. Roll at Gamescrafter or Drive-Thru RPG.